Okay, so in today's video we're going to check out another one of these kind of small budget projectors. It's the Elephas GC333. Okay, so I previously reviewed another one of these kind of budget projectors on the channel just before Halloween because I was looking for something to do some digital projection videos on. I've kind of now got the bug for some of this. So again, in this video I'm going to kind of use some of the AtmosFX digital decorations as an example. If you're interested in those, I'll put a link in the description, and if you use the link you can get 10% off your first order. But basically I've been looking at different projectors that are reasonably priced, so less than £100, less than £50 if possible, that I can use basically for Halloween and Christmas, that kind of thing, for kind of different digital decorations. So this time we're looking at the Elephas GC333. So I got this on Amazon. I'll put a link down below. The price seems to vary for these. I think at the time of doing the video right now, it's about £65, which I think is a pretty good price for a little projector. I got it about 3 weeks ago. I've been using this now, and I got it for £54, I think it was. So it's a pretty good price. Put it all back in the box so you can see kind of what it's like when you unbox it, and kind of talk about the specs, and then we'll do a couple of little demonstrations. I will do some projecting up onto the projector screen here, both quite close, so quite small, and then I'll see if I can find a power lead to do a projection a bit further away, so you get a bit of a better idea if you are going to use it for proper video projection. So let's unbox things and show you what you get inside. Okay, so pretty standard kind of boxing. No branding. It doesn't tell you it's the Elephas brand here, but we'll pop open the box and show you what's inside. Like I said, I've been using this for about 3 weeks to kind of test it out to see if I think it's going to be any good for my usage. But I put it all back in here so you can see what you're getting. So basically, it comes in this kind of little foam kind of packaging box, and it's pretty straightforward what's in here really. We'll take you through it. So in terms of kind of components, obviously here in the UK you get a 3-pin power cable. It's got what I call the figure of 8 connector. It's quite a short cable really, about, it feels like it's just a bit less than a metre, so not particularly long, so you may need an extension lead or whatever to go with this. You get a remote control for it. You get a HDMI lead in the bag as well. You get a kind of jack to RCA connector, so if you want to connect up audio to a better kind of speaker source. You get this little foot bolt really, so you can put this into the hole that you can either use this to adjust the height at the front or the angle, or put it onto a tripod. And then we have this little certification piece of card in there as well. Also, then the main thing itself is the projector. So it comes in this little bag. It's slightly heavier than the projector that I reviewed previous on the channel, but it does have a dust cap, which is going to be really good. And I still haven't taken the sticky cellophane off here yet. But so we have dust cap, obviously for the lens. We can take it off before we're using it. Focus ring. I can't remember the I think it's keystoning, isn't it? So you can adjust how square it is, but you still have to always have the projector kind of square on to where you are. It doesn't support different angles. And then some really clear functional buttons that work really well, actually much better than the projector looked at. So very clear, concise button layout. These kind of light up a bit red when it's turned on. So you have a return button, you have an input button, a menu button, and a power button. Figure 8 connector on the side. On the front you have LED, not LED, infrared for the remote as well. I think this is one on the back, I'm not 100% sure on that. We have a couple of inputs, so a headphone jack, an AV input, SD card reader, USB reader, HDMI, and then VGA. So plenty of components to enable you to get this connected up and actually use it. Another thing that's really good about this projector is the sound. Actually, for the price and the size of it, it's got dual speakers underneath, and it doesn't really sound too tinny. And another thing is, I think it has got some form of better cooling in here. So obviously, like all projectors, you can hear the fans that are keeping the unit and the bulb cool, but it's definitely not overpowering. You'll see that when we kind of switch it on. So in terms of specs, why you might be interested in this, it's pretty good in terms of lumens. So 4,500 lumens, 2,000 to 1 contrast ratio. In terms of screen size, the really kind of smallest screen size it supports is 33 inches up to 180 inches. So really good if you're trying to project into a large space. But one of the things that obviously it doesn't have, it's not a short throw. So to get that kind of good clarity, you're going to be at least a meter away. So one of the things that I found that I can't do with this, I want to do some jack-o'-lantern effects that would project onto some pumpkins or something. I'm not sure these more budget ones are going to be any good for that, because you need to be a bit closer to where you're projecting. LED system, so the bulb in here should last a long time. They quote up to 50,000 hours, which is fantastic. And like I said, it's got dual fan cooling inside, so when the fan's kicking, you do hear it a little bit. But I think because it's two of them, it's more efficient and doesn't buzz as much. Native resolution is 800 by 480, but it does support 1080p, so should be good for movies and anything that you're thinking about using. So I'm going to adjust the camera, plop this on here, and just show you a couple of examples of video with the lights on as they are now. I'll then turn them off, do a little close projection on the screen here, or just a meter away, so very kind of small picture, and then I'll try and get it positioned a little bit further away in the cave and see if you can get a better idea of kind of what the projection looks like. Okay, so I've got the camera positioned behind the projector, and you can kind of see the screen a little bit, so hopefully this makes sense. I plugged it in. I don't know if you can see on the video, but as I mentioned, the kind of control cursor in the OK lights up in a little bit of a red glow there, so it's easier to see. I'm going to plug a USB in, so kind of play a couple of video files off of here. As mentioned, these are from the AtmosFX range, so I'll just plug this in. The menu system on these is pretty standard for all of them, so if you use one of these kind of projector systems on the budget range, it's fairly straightforward. I'll be quiet for a moment whilst I turn this on so you can hear what the fan noise is like. Okay, so pretty low fan noise really. So let me adjust things a little bit here. Okay, so obviously as we're projecting at an angle, let me see if we can smooth things a little bit. So as mentioned before, you need to really be kind of straight on with these projectors. You can adjust the keystone but not the angles. So let's just get that a little bit better. That'll do. And then adjust it a little bit. So there you go, that's not looking too bad. Okay, so now I can just use the cursors to move around and project something. So we're going to project movie from the USB. Can make that a little bit sharper. So again, we are kind of at the borderline of projection screen, so there's a slight blurriness, so really we could do with being moved back a little bit more, but it should be fine for this video to kind of give you an idea of how things look. That's a little bit better, there we go. Just adjusting the keystone a little bit makes that look a lot better. So hopefully you can just kind of make that out on the screen. So we will just select one of these videos. You also get an idea of what the sound is like as well.
Double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron of bubble. With all of my malice poured into this pot, now spirits and spectres, I summon your lot. Hear my rhyme, lift the ears and reverse thine time. Worked! I'm young and more lovely than I could have imagined. Oh, what a marvelous disguise. I'm positively ravishing. Ravishing! Ravishing! No.
Okay, so that gave you an idea of kind of what it's like, quite close up. So I think hopefully you agree. It's pretty good picture quality. I'm really happy with it, especially for the price. Whereas I'll stop the video now and I'll try and relocate the projector to give a better idea of a larger projection. So like I said, if you're using this for entertainment, projecting a video onto a wall, onto a projection screen like this, you get a better idea of how it will perform. Okay, so I've not been able to fully move the projector back far enough to present the full frame on this projection screen. So this is a 120-inch projection screen, but you've got a really good idea here kind of what it's looking like. And this is probably about 3 meters away from the screen. So I'll just kick off a video and again you can see what it looks like.
Double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron of bubble. Stoke, poke, cinder and coal, smoke shall rise and vapors roll.
Okay, so that's it. This finishes the video. I think you agree, for the money, this thing works really, really well. Perfect for, again, using in your home or office for video projection, enjoying movies and pictures. But if you're looking for something to use for kind of digital decorations like the AtmosFX, I think this is pretty damn good. Thanks for watching this video. A thumbs up would be really appreciated. If you're interested in other geek type videos, please consider subscribing to Spectrum Geeks. Why not also follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And before you leave, why don't you check out one of these other videos that may be of interest. Thanks again for watching.